But it's not legal to do that, to just pay people cash anymore. If you hire someone who's not from a licensed bonded insured agency, you are required to be the employer. So assisted living looks pretty good because it's much less than that in most cases, unless you're in a very expensive location. And when you need a full-time caregiver, that's $25,000 a month. However, I tell families this is a medical facility with people in wheelchairs in the hallways and lots of infections. It is not a desirable place to live. The really new, nice ones are very elegant, like elegant hotels, or we call them senior resort living. So when you look at that scope of senior living, I like to describe where people often start, and that's in-home care. Because, grandpa, grandma, everyone's told you, don't ever put me in a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to talk to you about why the places that we move people to now are not nursing homes. But we often start with in-home care because sometimes, maybe they just need a little bit of help around the house. So in the state of California, there are no independent contractors in in-home care. So it used to be that you could hire people and just pay them, but it's not legal to do that, to just pay people cash anymore. If you hire someone who's not from a licensed bonded insured agency, you are required to be the employer. Just like you were Walt Disney, same employment laws. You've got to pay all the employment taxes, follow all the employment law. That includes overtime, breaks. You have to document everything. And you have to have workers' compensation insurance because if that person gets hurt on your property, they can come back to you. The state will come back to you and they'll find out that you haven't been paying employment taxes. And what we're seeing is there are attorneys now who are specializing in these kinds of employment violations where employees go back even a year or two later and recover all this money from the family because they weren't being paid properly. So I send articles almost every couple times a week. I send to families articles about employment law and what you need to know. One reason a lot of people hire and pay cash under the table is because hiring a licensed, bonded, insured home care company to come into your home and help your mom or dad with showering or bathing or grocery shopping, that's running about $35 an hour on average right now. So 4 hours a day, that's $4,200 a month. 8 hours a day, say you have 2 4-hour shifts. That's $8,400 a month. So assisted living looks pretty good because it's much less than that in most cases, unless you're in a very expensive location. And when you need a full-time caregiver, that's $25,000 a month. So it becomes...
And full-time means day and night, basically. That's what
day and night. Means. So you'll need more than one person to cover those shifts. But you've got to protect yourself because if you don't, they can come back and the state or the employee who's filing a claim can recover all the resources of the family.
So there's almost like these agencies that help place seniors into assisted living facility or not.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We help people find assisted living, but there's agencies that provide caregivers.
That's what I was
come
saying.
into the house.
Who are the agencies that provide the caregivers?
There's dozens and dozens of them. So when a family calls us, I'll say, where do you live? Are you in Ojai? Are you in North Hollywood? Where are you living? And then I'll give them 3 local agencies, depending where they live and what their needs are. I had a call yesterday for someone who fell in the hospital and now can't move and can't even speak and needs an LVN to come in. So that was a specific, to have a nurse come in because they have a tracheotomy and a G tube in their stomach from this accident. That's a specific kind of agency. So I'll give families 3 different home care agencies that are licensed, bonded, insured to call and to contract with independently. So that's just one of the, we're a referral and placement agency. That's one of the resources we offer.
I love it. Now, what is the difference between in-home care and nursing homes?
Okay. So again, in-home care. So let's talk about Medi-Cal, Medicare, and then we'll get into those different types of designations. So Medicare is the government health program for people 65 and over. And that covers your doctor's visits, hospitalizations, and short-term stays at skilled nursing facilities. So Medicare will cover up to 100 days a year at a skilled nursing facility. These are medical facilities, 1-story, staffed with nurses, CNAs, doctors come in. And they're really for rehab. So say mom falls and breaks her hip. She goes to the emergency room. She goes to the hospital and has surgery. Now she goes to a skilled nursing for 2 to 4 weeks. It's very rare that they keep anyone for 100 days anymore. For rehab, she gets physical therapy every day. It used to be, and nursing care, nurses taking care of her. It used to be that's all there was. So when grandpa says, don't ever put me in a nursing home, it's one of these facilities, skilled nursing. Because it used to be that was the only choice choice. People ended up living there who didn't have any money. Now we have a whole nother class, which are called assisted living for people who need help. But back to skilled nursing facilities, there are some people who live in skilled nursing facilities who are on Medi-Cal. So Medi-Cal is the program for lower income seniors. And it helps pay your medication. It will help pay for some limited in-home care. They send caregivers in to the home, but not around the clock. It's limited hours. And for low-income seniors, they can get a shared room in one of these skilled nursing facilities and live there, and Medi-Cal will pick up the cost beyond their Social Security. However, I tell families this is a medical facility with people in wheelchairs in the hallways and lots of infections. It is not a desirable place to live. So that's where I step in to help families to see, no matter what their budget is, my team is trained to help everyone find the best resources if mom and dad can't go home.
And
Does
then
that make sense?
it does. And this is kind of, I think in the Latino community, this is a misconception. Sometimes people think that if you own a primary residence that you don't qualify for either Medi-Cal or Medi-Cal. And a lot of times I see Latino parents transfer the home to their kid because they're concerned that if they ever need care that they won't qualify. Do you know anything about that? Or is that more like of an attorney Medicare, Medi-Cal question?
You can still qualify, but again, I tell families, don't even consider placing your mom or dad in a skilled nursing facility unless there is nothing. And you need to go look at those places. The nicer skilled nursing facilities don't take Medi-Cal. So I will send families and say, okay, go look at these 2 skilled nursing in your neighborhood. See if you really want mom there. Almost all the time people will say, well, let's look at what else is available.
So the first step, it sounds like if somebody's going through this, is finding somebody like you and then seeing what options are available for them, like Medi-Cal, VA benefits, Medicare, money from here, money from there, and just kind of coming up with like, okay, these are the programs that you would qualify for, almost like talking to a loan officer. And then once you know what you talk to, then at that point going shopping for a property. So
I encourage people to call me because the initial call, I'll do a short intake and learn about the care needs of the senior, the desires of the senior, the desires of the family. Does the senior have memory loss? What are the health needs and what's the budget? And often we'll develop, here's a short-term plan and here's a long-term plan. So maybe right now you can afford to live in assisted living. And then when your mom runs out of money, or your parent runs out of money, which happens to a lot of people because they're living to be 95 and they go through all their resources, then I will help them get into Medi-Cal's assisted living waiver program. That is a program that helps pay for assisted living. It's in a number of counties in California. Right now, close to us, it's in LA County. We should have it in Ventura County by 2026. So we often do, here's long-term, here's short-term planning. But we can do that on a phone interview. And just to give you an idea of what assisted living provides for people and what the costs are. In assisted living, so we have large assisted living facilities, and the really new nice ones are very elegant, like elegant hotels. We call them senior resort living. They provide, you have your own room, your own bathroom. You go to a dining room with waiters for meals, a full, beautiful menu. You have all your transportation provided. Room is cleaned once a week, personal laundry done, sheets and towels, bedroom made. And then you have all sorts of activities, movie theater, salon on site, games. Some of them have swimming pools. I mean, there's so many activities. Senior can be kept busy all day long if they want, but they have their room, their private retreat. So more independent seniors, we move into facilities like that. And in Ventura County, should I speak to Ventura, LA County, or what's the range?
I think either one is fine. Like, so if you do Ventura, LA, or I would say specifically for Ventura and LA County.
So Ventura, LA County, you can still get like a studio apartment. So that's be the smallest size. It's like just one large room with a private bathroom in one of these assisted living communities for about $3,000. That's about the least expensive. And then the only thing additional you pay is care. If a senior needs care, that's an additional fee. And then the nurses at the facility determine that.